Hello out there. Heavy Monte here. This is the Heavy Monte's podcast and comedy show. Now, the Republican Party is out there lying again. Remember, I said that they were and are notorious liars, backed up by Fox News and those anchors who are paid to brainwash maggots. Now, what has happened now is that they have created a story. And that story is that Donald Trump is a financial genius. He has come up with a plan to destroy the, the stock market and our economy and make it back in the way he see it, because he knows how to gamble. You know. Now, I don't think he has a good history. His employment history in this area is flawed. Now the man has bankrupt three casinos, with his own money. Now he wants to use our money, you know, to say, hey, give it to me and I'll make it bigger and I'll make it better. I'll make things great again. Well, his track record for that is not what I think we should follow. I don't think we should follow that. But America, because if we do, we're going to end up bankrupt just like him. And he wants to use our money to do it. Now, the Republican Party is going around telling everybody in hiding, they ain't showing their face. They are telling people, their voters, don't worry about it. You're only going to hurt a little while. They're telling them that now. Before the election, they said that they were going to make things great again. But now they're saying, well, we didn't tell you how, and we didn't tell you when, because they never tell you how, and they never tell you when. They only tell you that liberals are bad people, and that's your enemy. And while you're thinking about liberals, they are picking your pockets. People said that the American voter did not know Kamala Harris well, that they didn't have time. But the American people knew who Donald Trump was. You understand? They said, and I heard someone say that the American people don't understand what democracy is. So when the Democrats were saying democracy is at stake, they were thinking, well, same old, same old. Democrats win, Republicans win. Remember that same old lie. The biggest lie ever told by a Republican is that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are the same. So when somebody comes to you and tell you that the other side is socialism, that is far away from what they say a conservative is. What is a conservative America? What does a conservative believe in? Well, I don't see any conservatives. People always say we're conservative, and that conservative person usually backs slavery. We're conservative. That conservative person usually is a white supremacist. We are conservative. That conservative person is usually a maggot religious nut, somebody in a cult, some shoot off of the Christian religion. You see what I'm saying? They form these religions to keep people of color out, because they're saying one nation under God, but just for us, America, for Republicans and their ideology. But that ideology is not for us, America. So we need to let them know that we're not walking down that road, the road of evil, just to stay in power and to use people to take their own people and put them against one another. And I'm not lying. Because I don't hear no Democrat going out there buying a bunch of weapons saying we're going to take the government down because the liberals don't, because the Republicans doing it for us, to them. We're talking about voting, because we believe in the Constitution, you see. We still believe in democracy. And that's why we have to let those Republican House members who are in hiding know that we're not voting for you because you did not stand up for us, when we were in the unemployment line. You did not stand up for us when people were losing their jobs, while the president, he goes golfing and putting on a show, walking around with a frumpy ass shirt on, look like he, I don't understand, like a big tub of lard. That's who we have. That that is the person that represent us. They said that nasty, filthy, dirty dog didn't even go accept the bodies of our fallen Lithuania soldiers. And to Heavy Monte, a veteran, I used to work grave registration in Korea, and the family bring home our dead. Even after years, when we found them, we made sure they were returned to their families. So that's offensive, America. The president did not comfort the nation. I don't even know if he even talked to the families of the fallen. He says that we veterans are, suckers and losers. I saw a man coming out of Walmart, and he had a Veterans for Trump T-shirt on, and he said to me, this is before the election, very friendly, how you doing? And I looked at him, and I wanted him to know that I think he's a fool, but I don't want to say he's a fool, so I treated him very nicely. And he was telling me, I got to vote for Trump, and Trump is a great guy and all that. And I didn't even argue back with him. I just kept on walking. And I go, dang, I feel sorry for the guy. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, I don't understand. No, hell no, I don't understand how any veteran could vote for him after what he did, to our capital, you know. So anyway, but I want to say to the American people that let's stick together here and let's keep on talking. And now, don't be so afraid, America. One thing that the authoritarians do, they try to make you afraid. They try to take away your rights to speak, your rights to get together. You see, like Facebook. They try any old story, any old lie, to try to, sabotage. But they're not sabotaging us. We're going to make sure we vote. Now, you saw the election of Wisconsin. The people came out and voted numbers. So there's no question. So we got to come out and vote in numbers, and the numbers are on our side. All right. Now, I'm predicting that Donald Trump is going to have to resign. I really do. I really do. I think he's going to have to resign because I think we're in for a little turmoil here. Because that budget that the Republican Party have, I think will destroy the economy. Now, I'm going to talk about that just a little bit. Now, you're telling me, Republicans, right, H. Monte, and all my listeners and followers on Facebook and Blue Sky, you're telling us that you are working to save us money at the same time asking for a debt increase. That's how much more money, saying that you need more money. You need more money than what you have now. All right. And somehow you're going to save us money. And then you're going to take that money that, you have to borrow on top of what you got now and give it to the billionaires. And you're telling the American people that you are somehow saving somebody. You a damn liar. I stopped cussing. That's the only cuss word I'm going to do. So I'm cleaning up my act a little bit here. I'm not as angry as I was before. But anyway, I want to say that America, the Republicans, their voters are crazy. And a lot of their voters beat that stuff up. They're just looking for an excuse. But some of them are coming around. That's hard to believe. Somebody telling you they're going to save you some money, at the same time borrowing more money and putting you further in debt and telling you, and then taking that money and giving it to somebody else. You see? So that's a big lie. And that's a red flag. We got to get rid of these guys. All right? Never, ever vote for a Republican because Republicans are notorious liars and they stink. You know I ain't lying. They stink with the smell of Donald Trump. They stink with the smell of Vladimir Putin. They stink with the smell of Elon Musk. And his name is Leon in South Africa. They call him Leon. He don't like that. So he changed it to Elon here. But Leon Musk, Muskrat Musk, he is taking our money. Millions and billions of dollars of government contracts. And now he's talking about he want to take money from other people when he's getting money from the government. You know, so, and corporate subsidies, right? And tax those maggot churches. That's right. All right. Have a great day, America. And don't let the maggots get you down. We got these Republicans on the ropes, and we're going to vote them out. Have a great day, America.